Then it was time for the whole Senate to vote on the recommendations of the committee. It was a unanimous voice vote as the President of the Senate read out the consequences for Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's misconduct and deliberate refusal to obey Senate rules.
Salaries and allowances, including those of our legislative aides, be suspended, and the distinguished Senator Oju Sakalo has proposed that the salaries and allowances of the aides be spared, even if they don't, and like he said, he further amended it to say, even if they are not allowed to come within the vicinity of the National Assembly, because they are here only at our instance, but that their salaries should be spared. Those who are in support of the amendment, that the salaries of the aides be spared, say aye. And those who feel that their salaries should also be withheld by the Clerk of National Assembly, say nay. The ayes have it.
As Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan temporarily bowed out of the Senate, she has indicated her resolve to continue the advocacy against injustice, particularly as she pursues her allegations of sexual harassment.
This injustice will not be sustained. The pursuit for justice.
Still on the decision of the Senate to suspend Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Women and Social Welfare, Kafilat Ogbara, also gave her view on the controversy.
For Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio, I want to say that I will not be able to comment much on that because I've not investigated. As the Chairman House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, I think I have a responsibility to take up investigation as an individual and of course as the Chairman House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development. I discussed with Senator Rieti Kingibe after our interview, and I also met with Senator Natasha and I asked her what happened. She told me everything that happened. So my next step is to see the Senate President as soon as I'm able to, see him, so that once I hear that side, then I can comment on the issue. But in the long run, the image of the National Assembly is at stake, and of course, there are a lot of other issues at stake. So, and after those that I've spoken with, I've been able to appeal to them that what should be paramount in the long run is to look at the least of the risk that you can take to ensure that the image, your family image, and the image of the National Assembly is protected.
The female federal representative also speaks in this exclusive interview about the efforts to ensure the 35% affirmative action for women in the National Assembly and also fast-track the passage of the gender bills currently before the National Assembly and ultimately increase women participation in governance.
It's a matter of necessity. It's a matter of equality, a matter of what is right, and a matter of what is just in the interest of nation building. Because even as young children, we grew up in schools to do our exams together as a man or as a male or as a female, and we get good grades. Even sometimes the girls get better grades. So what the women will bring on board could be better than what even the men are offering. So we are just saying that women should be equally represented just the way the men are. And that is why the clamor is there, the advocacy is still on. We are not relenting. And recently, you know that we also launched a compendium trying to speak to the power of our women, the qualities that they have, trying to highlight and amplify the antecedents, their records. Because most of the time, men just look at the women as she's a woman. And sometimes in the plenary in our house here, most of the men, when they want to describe some of my female colleagues, are you talking about the big one? Are you talking about that fair one? Why? And for us, we identify them, those that are engineers, those that are medical doctors, they portray themselves as, I will see them as such. So they needed to see and know what these women or who these women really are. So when they read about their past history, where they are coming from, their experiences and all that, they will get to, respect them for who they really are and see them as such. So, and the major reason for the importance of women is that when women are empowered, you have empowered the world. It's not even just a Nigerian thing. It's not peculiar to Nigeria. It's a global issue. And we need to, see to that, because when a woman is okay at home, the children are automatically okay. And that is the future that is okay. So for us to keep talking about this, it's not that we just want to talk. We are speaking to it in the interest of our development, in the interest of our growth as a nation. The campaign for special seats. Yes. Well, the good thing about this bill is that the sponsor of the bill is a man, is the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. And it's very important for us today, for our men to start to speak for the women. And we are believing that because the special seats is not a threat to any member seat, we are believing that we'll have our way, hopefully, even though some of them have started to criticize behind the doors. But we are hoping that because we have a leadership that is focused and that is truly sincere about women representation in the parliament and in other leadership positions. And of course, the president of the country as well, he is a gender-sensitive president. And at our last women conference, we gave him, an award of the he for she hero of our time, because we know that he's the only one that holds the record of a president or of a former senator that allowed his wife to contest in the Senate even 3 times after he had contested. So we believe that, there's no better time than now, when we have a leadership at the legislative arm, poised to the resolution of what we want, and of course at the executive arm as well. So we believe that we are going to pass through. We are believing that to be supported. We are just, looking up to when we get to the public hearing, where other opinions will come in, because there are areas of risk that people have identified. For instance, if women are given special seats, we stand a risk of the men, committing and, seeing that is the only seat meant for women, that we don't have the right to statutory seats that, we already hold. So these are some of the areas we still want to look into, but we are believing that the special seats for women bill will pass through. But we have also discussed that in the interim, we must have an alternative where we are going to have political party reform, because for any woman to be represented, even at the parliament, it has to come from the political parties. And Nigerian as it is, politicians or electors don't vote for the name or the gender. We vote for political parties. If you look at our ballot papers, we have only political parties on the ballot papers. So once we have a political party reform, and all our political parties know that they will not be submitting single gender lists to the electoral body, if they are deliberate and they are intentional about that, then we will have better opportunities, because it will mean that every political party will be presenting at least one woman on their list to the legislative seats at the national level, at the state level, even at the local government level, where we have the councillors, ensuring that at least there's a woman, not having all women or all men as the candidates for the political parties. So we believe that this will also go a long way. And there's also nothing bad if we have an executive bill from the president himself, because when we have executive bills from the bill from the executive arm of government, it tends to, have a louder voice, a louder picture, and a clearer, motive, and the, sincerity of purpose and intention. So we are also looking, to that regard, where we're going to have an executive bill from the president that will be able to show that the president is indeed who we know him to be as regards women representation. There are a lot of challenges that women encounter. One, cultural, these stereotypes, financial issues, violence against us, and a whole lot of others. But I believe that our women can overcome these challenges if they are confident enough, if they are resolute, and they are determined to go for what they want by being focused. Because a lot of times, some of these things are just there to deter you, to scare you, to, take you aback. But once you have these qualities, you'll be able to overcome them. And of course, you must have the fear of God and be spiritually sound. Because this journey of politics is something that you have to be strong with your faith and know that there's nothing anybody can do except the one that God wants to happen. So it's very, very important. So, and I believe that a lot of women still needs to be encouraged, still needs to be mentored and be, a lady that just left my office now, we spoke online and she contested House of Rep in Abuja and all that. So I've given her hope, I've inspired her, I've encouraged her and all that. So these are some of the ways we can continue to encourage our women. Those that are already there, we must lift others up, encourage the others so that we can move together, because the more, the merrier for us. And I also want to encourage most of our members in the house. And I believe that there is nothing the men are doing that women cannot do. And I'm very, positive about that, because for me, I have always had the vision as a young lady, even from the University of Lagos, where I was a student union leader. I was the first female, student union treasurer for University of Lagos, where I was always particular about the welfare of the students, about ensuring that what the school needed to do, about the rights of the students and all that. So that had always been me. I've always, cared about my immediate environment. Even in the estates where I've lived, I've always been concerned about what happens around me, because I believe as a Nigerian, I should not wait to be told. I must be able to contribute to my immediate environment wherever I find myself. So that has been the goal, and it has been the driving force. And I believe that if I have bigger responsibilities, I will do better than a lot of men. For a woman, if you want to contest an election, you need all the support that you can get from, everywhere. So, and that I got in a lot of ways. And of course, the major support I got was from the national leader, our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whom, for me, I started his campaign even when he didn't even think he wanted to contest, even when nobody believed he could get there, even when I am sure, I can say it anywhere, that he himself was not sure he was going to contest. That was when people like us started the campaign, and we came together with our resources to form the political slogan, Swagger, the Southwest Agenda, and we started to move around across the whole of the Southwest, the royal fathers, opinion molders, and all, the traditional institutions that we needed to get to, because we knew that once we are able to get, all the people that hold the territories, it will be easy for us to go on with our campaigns. And that we did, and we made a lot of noise about that before we started to extend our tentacles across the whole country. And then gradually, people started the acceptability, because I remember then that a lot of people were calling me and calling me back that, look, who sent you this one you are doing? Who told you you can win the election? You don't know what the Northerners want. You don't know what the political class and all that. But we're not deterred. We're positive because the vision was there, the idea was there, and we were very, very determined about it. And of course, spiritually, the instinct was there that we could make it, and then we moved on.
Okay.
But as it is here, for me, I don't have much challenges. I try to do what I need to do. And sometimes most of our women that you think they don't speak and you don't think it's worth their being here, it's not like that. They are doing a lot of other things at the background. And sometimes some even don't even understand how to go about some of these things, how to do your bill, how to do your motions and all that. So, and we are already looking to how we can solidify our caucus as women here, and of course nationally as well. I spoke to the UN women so that we can come together and have a national caucus of female elected caucus at the national level, state level, and even the local government level, where women can come together, because a lot of women are going through a lot, even in their constituencies, and they don't have anyone to talk to. They don't even know how to go about. So such a caucus will give us that bond. It will give women the opportunity to be able to discuss their problems, their challenges, their issues. And of course, we will not only use the platform to discuss such alone, we use that platform to also see how we can support such women, how we can mediate, how we can interface and interfere in the challenges that they face.
That is our program this week. You can watch a repeat broadcast at 7 a.m. on Sunday. You can also see this episode again on TVC News YouTube channel. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. I am Tijesu Adeoye. See you next time.